Hello, thank you so much for joining us this morning. My name is Kelly Rosequist, and I am the CEO of Dog Training Elite. I am so excited to tell you more about our brand today and what makes our brand unique. So without further ado, let's dive right in. Who are we? Dog Training Elite is America's #1 dog training franchise. We have over 40 years of theory development and dog training expertise, and this program was built and designed by our team. We offer personalized in-home dog training services that have customized solutions to each owner and dog's needs. We pride ourselves in providing outstanding customer service, and we work with dogs of all breeds, ages, and disabilities because we believe that all dogs deserve more freedom and can live better lives with basic obedience. It's in the name, but what makes us elite? One of the first things is we have 7 distinct dog training services. And this number is always growing. It's important to us to stay up to date on the latest trends and market demand. For example, this year we'll be adding a wedding dog program after more and more individuals are requesting that service to be able to have their dogs in their weddings. We focus on obedience training first with everything that we do. We do start with young puppies and have specialized services for them as well. We can offer personal protection training, service dog training, and therapy animal training based on what you'd like to offer in each territory. We do work with anxiety and aggression training, or behavioral modification as it's sometimes called. We offer small group classes in our communities at local parks, and we do provide specialized training for service dogs for our military and retired veterans. How did we get to where we're at today? Dog Training Elite's story starts back in 1976 when John Mestis, our founder, or the dog father as we like to call him, first founded his first dog training business, which was Arrow Kennels. Prior to this, John competed at a national level and judged a lot of field trials, hunt tests, but Arrow Kennels was his first go at a full dog training business. In 1990, Arrow Kennels started offering training services for the general public. Prior to that, it was very specialized and it was board and train. In 2011, after perfecting that private dog training process, Arrow Kennels became Dog Training Elite and the model we have today, where we're going out into our communities and working with clients in their homes. In 2013, Dog Training Elite was recognized as the best dog trainers in the state of Utah. In 2014, we started franchising with our first location in Phoenix, Arizona. We spent the next 5 years making sure that that method and that our system was flawless and that it was something that could easily be replicated and would work in multiple different demographics. In 2019, we decided we finally had it just right, and we opened up for national expansion. So why should you consider Dog Training Elite? There are a number of things that make us special, but here are some of the top reasons people choose our brand. Number one is we have some pretty impressive margins. With high valued packages and low operation costs, our franchise owners stand to have great margins for revenue. We are home-based. This means you don't have to have a brick and mortar. You just need a well-trained dog and a wrapped vehicle to do your job. Speaking of that dog, our dogs are our co-founders at each location. They play a very active role in your business and in the growth of your business, and will be attending work with you every day. There is a lot of personal fulfillment that comes from training. Most people automatically assume that with service dog training you see that, and you absolutely do. A lot of our trainers, though, will tell you some of their most fulfilling moments are watching owners fall back in love with their dogs. And community involvement. We are a very community-minded brand. So at a corporate level and at a franchisee level, it's really important that we're active in our communities in supporting the people and dogs in the communities that we serve. Our investment breakdown. As you can see, our franchise fees start at $40,000 for a single, go up to 90 for 3 and 120,000 for 5 territories. We do have a very low initial investment range because the amount of materials and supplies needed when you first start is quite low. The range there, you will notice, is based on territory size. So you're paying the additional for more territories, but your initial operating expenses, the equipment you need, the supplies, it's going to be about the same, whether it's a single or a 5 territory. The only difference is going to come in size and marketing. We are SBA approved, and we do offer a 10% vet friend discount. We love working with our veterans, and we have found veterans have been a really great fit for our business model. Our education process is very similar to that of other brands. It's really important for us to get to know the individuals that we're bringing onto our brand. So we spend a lot of time getting to know you personally, getting to know your interest, getting to know what you hope to gain from this brand. And we are quite selective in this process because of that. We are a family business, and every franchise owner we bring in, we're bringing into that DTE family. So we want to make sure it's the best fit for both parties. COVID-19. A lot of businesses we know struggled with COVID-19, and we certainly had to adapt as well. One thing I am happy to share, though, is that we found that this pet industry was incredibly recession resilient, and dog training was no different. Most of our owners showed stronger numbers in 2020 than they did in 2019. And if anything, we ended up training a lot more dogs this last year. There was very little overhead, so that did enable our owners to stay busy and be able to scale bigger and smaller quite easily. We started offering online evaluations and training sessions, which we had never done in the past, for our clients who still didn't quite feel comfortable coming out or having individuals in their homes. We instituted a survival training program that was quite popular, that was designed to be an expedited training program just to help people survive their dogs during quarantine. A lot of people weren't used to being home with their dogs all day prior to the shutdown. And so there were a lot of training issues that cropped up, and we were there to address those. We put in a lot of extra health and safety precautions that we're still following. We had our first virtual discovery day and our first virtual launch of a new franchise location. So to recap, Dog Training Elite is America's #1 dog training franchise with over 40 years of experience. We have a very low cost of entry, and we're both home-based and scalable. Profitable, we have excellent profitability, and this is a highly rewarding career. You get to work with dogs every day, you get to change lives, and there's nothing I'd rather be doing. Thank you so much for joining us today for this short presentation. I am going to open up to questions now.
Hi, Kelly, can you hear me?
I can.
Awesome. Thank you so much for the presentation today. I do have just a couple of questions. First, I just wanted to see, do the franchise owners have to be the trainers themselves, or is there a way that they can be involved in the business without actually doing the training?
That's a great question. In 2020, we brought on our first semi-absentee owner, and it was definitely an experiment for us, whereas all of our previous owners have wanted to be trainers themselves, and that's what brought them to our brand. One thing we can say for certain is whomever is the owner of this business has to be passionate about dogs. You have to care about investing time and energy into the dogs, working on the bond between them and their families, but you don't necessarily have to be the person doing that yourself. We do allow all of our owners to bring a training manager at no additional cost to the initial boot camp training. In addition to that, if you have training manager turnover or changes down the road, we do have a Dog Training Elite Academy that we host right here in Salt Lake City that you can send your trainers out, and we will train them one-on-one and make sure they're ready to work in your territory.
Awesome. Thank you so much. And then how many dogs can each trainer handle typically?
So one trainer can generally handle about 40 to 50 dogs a week at any given time. Our training programs range anywhere from 4 weeks to 12 weeks. So, you know, some of those turn over pretty quickly. Not everyone books every week. So I would say to plan on one trainer can, on average, handle about 40 dogs per week per trainer.
Perfect. Thank you. And then one other question. It's cold out here where I am today. There's snow on the ground. Just kind of wondering how the weather affects business in terms of the group training sessions. I know those are typically held outside. Have you found that this is a seasonal business, or has that not been an issue?
That has not been an issue, and that's often surprising to most people, especially people that live in climates that are inclement. But our clients are diehard. They want to come out, they want to get that training. And realistically, bad weather sometimes gives us an opportunity to train in a way that the dog isn't used to. Clients still have to walk their dogs in the snow if they have to go outside. Clients still have to take their dogs out in the rain and the heat. So having training in these situations actually gives our clients more power to be able to take their dogs more places and work with them, and the dogs the confidence to do so. Here in Utah, you know, we get lots of snow and single digit temperatures, and we still will have 20 to 30 people a week come out to our group classes. Where we see the most adjustment needing to be made is actually in our hot climates, Phoenix, San Antonio, Houston. So in the summers, we will just move park classes up in the day. We'll hold group class at 8 a.m. instead of noon. We make some adjustments there, but this is a year-round business with people looking for training at all times.
Thank you very much, Kelly. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. Oh, just one other thing. Can you just go over some of the backgrounds of your most successful owners?
Absolutely. So some of our most successful owners, first be Phoenix, Arizona, I guess. Neil, actually, he's John's son, so he has a ton of training background. He had no experience in his life, however, running a business. So he came in knowing how to train dogs, not knowing how to run a business. So his first few years, he was really spent figuring out everything involved with that. And he was our pilot franchise location as well. Since then, we've actually had no owners who have come in with dog training experience, and it's been pretty great, actually. We found it's made it easier for owners to adopt our system, learn our system, and follow it. Our system is, in fact, what makes us so successful. So we have owners that have come from lots of different backgrounds. We have some veterans, as I mentioned before. We have some college professors. We have an individual who come from contracting, quite a few corporate positions, in EMT, so really coming from all different walks of life and previous experience, who knew nothing about dog training. They showed up here on day one with their very untrained dogs and are now all doing really well in their markets, and their dogs are phenomenal.
That is great to hear. Well, that is all the questions I have for you today. Kelly, thank you again for a great presentation.
Of course, thank you. Feel free to reach out with any questions.
Thanks, Kelly.
Have a good day.